Hello my friends, hi today. I'm Andreas from Motorfanatics and welcome to a new video. In this video, I promise you guys, we finally will remove the rear axle. Obviously, I've got a little feeling that not everything will go according to plan, but it's either with skill or with force that the rear axle will leave the car in this video. So let's do it. And fingers crossed, it's more skill than force. So most of you will have wondered by now if you turned into a woodworking channel, or if I turned into a woodworking channel and you turned into a viewer, but no, you haven't. It's still about this little bolt and the nut that ripped off inside the frame. So I built a little C-clamp, which I can push onto the bolt, and with that take measure and roughly find where to drill a hole above the frame to hopefully weld back on the nut. So that's everything but perfect, but we'll just try my best and see where I land. Since this is all the flow of the paint, this should be the middle. From my feeling, I should drill a little bit more to the outside. The center punch almost punches through the metal itself. And now let's see. Normally you'd drill in a right angle. That would be like that, but I we're already hitting the bolt. Oh, I see. The main problem now is how to get the hole a little bit bigger, because the tip of the step drill is hitting the bolt and the hole is too small, ever so slightly, to get a 17mm socket on the top. Ever so slightly too small. Seems like I really need to get going and get a new drill, a new tool. Again. Lord have mercy on my wallet. There are two problems. First, the normal 19mm nut is not long enough. And second, of course, there's rust. Against rust, I can use the rust remover. That's not the biggest deal, but against the second problem, the only solution is to get the 19mm to fit in here, and that will be quite a lot of work.
A few moments later. 1 hour later. 1 eternity later.
I thought I was a smarty pants and drilled a hole, which worked somehow. I managed to drill a hole wide enough for my 19-inch socket, and then noticed that even my impact gun is not powerful enough to loosen that rusty piece of shit. Next step will be to get as much leverage as possible and then just rip it off with all the force there can be. The other smart thing I did was I marked one of the brake lines going down on the car, underneath the car, so that I know which side it is. As you guys can see, there's already a connector, an aftermarket connector in there, and I will make good use of it because I will also separate the other brake line, use these connectors and install the hydraulic e-brake. Yes, you hit that right. I finally decided to just do it. Maybe I get a DCCD tentative someday with an aftermarket controller, but for now, if I have everything apart, it won't hurt to put down a few more meters of brake line and have the hydraulic e-brake installed. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. So kids, I did something you should never do, and that's why I'm gonna show you exactly what I did, what you should never do. Alright guys, the goddamn bolt didn't want to come out, not with a wrench, and last thing was to grind it either off or to weld something on. So I did the responsible thing and lowered the whole subframe a little bit so that my impact gun can clean the fuel tank and I can remove the bolt. It's just in here for safety reasons. Now the whole subframe will come down and hopefully these bolts will all be out by then and everything will be fine. What the fuck? Okay, I did not expect that. How? How? It's as good as new. How? Does it still work? Yay! I might need to repair that. Second try. Good news guys, as you've seen the rear axle is out. Bad news, there's a little stubby hanging around here where nothing should hang, and there's rust, more rust than I expected. Let me show you. So the rust on the fender, on the fenders, on both sides was obvious from the start, but yeah, it's a little bit worse and a little bit better. It's worse that there's really nothing left and somebody already bondoed over it, and that there's separation between inner and outer fender. The good thing is the inner fender is not that rusted away, which means if I make a clean cut I can keep it as is, and the strut towers seem to be fine. I hit everything with my hammer just to be sure and nothing caved in. Nothing there. Which brings me to the rocker panels. The original plan was to keep the outer rocker panels, replace the inner one and the sheet of metal pinched in the middle, the support. But as my crude hammer testing method showed, it's pretty rusted up till around about here and of course here. If you guys remember, there was a lot of rubber seal coat, whatever. Why? To hide that. As you can see, that's not good. That's not supposed to be like that. If I turn it enough, I can just break it off. The bad and the good is all the rust is pretty much concentrated on the back. Probably maximum. Focus. Maximum. Ah, I hurt my hand. Ow! Maximum 10 inches. A little bit more than 10 inches. 15 inches. And I will make a clean cut right underneath these holes. And probably along the whole rocker panel, just to be sure, because here is a little bit of rust too. Everything behind here is fine and solid, fingers crossed. So if I cut the whole rocker panel out at that height, I can de-rust anything inside. These issues and minor problems aside, the underside of the car is actually in a pretty good shape. The substance is there. Of course, everything that's a small panel has rust on it and has rust holes, but everything that's supposed to be solid is still solid. So just clean it, de-rust it, paint it, and here we go. Everything else can either be screwed off or just be cut out and replaced. And that makes me quite happy. So, if only this piece of shit wouldn't be there. That really grinds my gears. Maybe everything will be better when the fuel tank is out, but that will happen in one of the next episodes. For now, it's all about what we're gonna do with the rear axle. I already worked on the rear axle with this air hammer, air mallet, air nailer, whatever you want to call it. Nailer? Not mailer, nailer. And again, the substance is there. Everywhere there's surface rust, but none of the welds is damaged. There's no crack. There's no complete failure to rust. Everything is still there and solid. Strangely enough, the rear shocks are not red as the original STI ones, but they are golden and they are marked with KYB. And I really have heard the name KYB somewhere, but for the life of me I can't remember where. Was it with motorcycles? If you guys have any idea where KYB comes from, please write it down in the comments. Was it something with quads, maybe? Quads, motorcycle, China stuff? I really can't remember. I really can't remember. So, as I said, one trailing arm is missing because it's still underneath the car. The other one is right here. And yeah, every single bolt is still rusty, but they will move. Most of them will. It just takes time. And that's probably something for the next video. Well guys, so that's about it. The rear axle is out, as promised, with some not so minor setbacks. More rust than expected, and the issue with the trailing arm. So I better get going, get home, order some new rocker panel covers. Next week we probably will be disassembling the rear axle, and the rocker panel replacement parts will probably have arrived by then. And that's about it. So please, if you like this video, press like, share and subscribe. And we see each other next time. Bye bye. Oh, you're still there. Gotta do everything myself. Bye.